Anything unconscious dissolves when you shine the light of consciousness on it. And I realize this might be back to front when you finally see this video, but it doesn't matter, I've read it to you. This is a quote from Ekhart Tolle, or Ekhart Tolle, depending on where you're from, I suppose. And the book, The Power of Now, has had a huge impact on me, and I highly recommend it to anyone who's looking to heal themselves, wake up a little bit more, wake up a lot. It's a book that I really did get a lot from, especially when processing through learning about pain and the experience of pain and how our mind can make it bigger than what it is. And anyone who's in severe pain may not hear this message very clearly unless you're able to go through the book and understand more about pain rather than it just controlling your life. So I speak from experience, and period pain was one of those big things that really controlled me from the month that I first got it all the way up until I found breathwork and emotional healing. And this book has been a big part of all of that learning and healing for me. So I highly recommend you get your hands on it. If you're not a reader, no excuses. Audible has been a really great resource for me. I do find that I read pretty slow and I can have a busy mind. So having the book in Audible and having the hands-on book, if I really want to get my nerd on, that means I can read the words and have it read to me at the same time. And that's really nurturing any of my school trauma that I had worked through as well. So no excuses. Get the book, read it, learn it, soak it up as much as you can. And yeah, so this quote, anything unconscious dissolves when you shine the light of consciousness on it. Just really think about that for a second. Anything unconscious, anything that's not seen or not known, disappears when we shine our light of consciousness on it. So when we actually observe what we're looking at. So things that are not actually real or true, which is basically every single thought we've ever had. And if that triggers you or you feel against that, then I highly recommend you to do some deep seeking and reach out for support and help to understand this. Consciousness can't be understood in the mind. It's a feeling experience, which is probably why people who have kind of heard about breathwork but aren't really willing to try it, it's because they get stuck in their head. They think they can't understand it, or they don't get it, or it's not for them, because that's what the mind does. The mind stops us from wanting to change, which is because it's part of the ego. And it's a painful place to live in if that's the only place that you're in. And I send love to everyone who may be feeling stuck in their head, but I also want to reach out and offer to you my love, total acceptance and compassion, because you don't have to be there. You can find a real easy way through that with the power of your breath. And so shining the light of consciousness on your whole experience, which means become more mindful, become more aware of your thoughts as often as you can, whether that be in meditation practice or just in your daily life. Really start to pay attention to what you're saying to yourself, your internal dialogue, but also what and how you're saying things to other people as well. It's a really great place to start. And the feelings, the pain, the sensations, the emotions, all of those things that are in our physical experience, when we shine the light of consciousness on it, it dissolves. So for me, period pain was that thing. I had been crippled, controlled, and suffering so much through every single period I had ever had, on the pill, off the pill, highly medicated, still migraines, vomiting, cramps, moodiness, emotional, all the things that would typically be seen to an extreme. I was going through all of that, and pain was the driving force of that. And underneath the pain was fear. And I'll talk to that more if anyone is interested. Just put a comment from this video if you're interested to know more about how to shift period pain and how to work through period pain in a really empowering way. Now, of course, this is not medical advice. If there is something actually going on a physical level, then of course there's a time and a place to seek medical advice. But this is just an invitation to explore your own experience and to see how you can actually help yourself move through things that you may not have realized that you had the power to do. Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about in this video, but my painting I had on my windowsill jumped at me, looked at me, and I spoke about it, and that was really cool. So yeah, maybe this is an opportunity for you to just start to reflect and observe what you think, what you feel, what's going on in your experience, and see how many of those things that might be causing you pain and suffering are actually not really very real. And I say this with slow, gentle, loving words because when we are in pain, it's challenging. It can be challenging to move through that and see that we can be pain-free. I speak from experience. I send anyone who's going through pain so much love. And this is your invitation to seek support, mental, emotional support. Read the book, The Power of Now. Get started. Do things for yourself to help yourself. It's the most empowering thing you can do. And if you need a hand to go through it, reach out. I'd love to hold space for you of total love and acceptance, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're thinking, no matter what you're feeling, and help you shine the light of consciousness on your experience so that you can shift through pain and suffering and things that you just don't want to have in your life anymore. It's a really fun practice to develop, a really healthy habit to have in your daily practice. And if you do decide to go down this path, I guarantee you will only feel better. You're not going to feel massive lows anymore. You're just going to get better at feeling good. You're going to get better at feeling happy. You're going to get better at feeling healthy. And your relationships are going to boom. They're going to thrive. You're going to laugh more. You're going to play more. Yeah. If I haven't sold you yet, or if you're not watching the video anymore, they've missed out on that loving connection and fun. But if you're still watching this, maybe you might just message me after you watch the video. Get in touch. Let's get started on feeling healthier, happier, and just more free. And if you're wondering what I'm looking down at, I was just playing with my teacup the whole time. A little shout out to one of my gorgeous students, past students, Sienna from DNA. I'm going to tag Brittany in DNA. It was the last dance studio I've taught at, and it was a very challenging time in my life to let go of teaching dance so I could work on the business a little bit more. And this is one of the gifts I got from one of my students, Sienna. Best teacher ever. I still drink from this cup very regularly. So big shout out to Sienna and Brittany and DNA and all the dancing fam. I love you and miss you all. Yeah, cheers. Have a cup of tea and relax. Think about not thinking. Think about letting go of thought. Breathe. Actually, you know what? For the next 2 minutes, let's make this a 10-minute video. I will guide you through a heart centering right now. So if you're still watching, here's the golden nugget opportunity. So get yourself comfortable. Just sit up nice and tall and gently close your eyes. I'll do it with you. And just take a moment to notice your thoughts. You may notice you've got lots of them. Or you may notice that they just went quiet now that you're paying attention to them. And pay attention now to the silence, the openness that is in the background of all activity. So that means the silence that you hear after I stop talking. And start to pay attention to your breath without making a big change to it, but just notice what is happening with your breath. Is it in your chest? Is it in your belly? Are you finding it a little bit tricky to breathe through your nose? Are you breathing through your mouth? If you are, try and breathe through your nose. It's much healthier for you. And with every exhale, just sigh of relief. Let go. Keep breathing down to your belly, up into your chest, expanding into a more full, gentle and smooth connected breath. Notice what physical sensations you can feel. It's not something that you think, it's actually a physical feeling in your body. Cold fingers and toes, tension in your head, a rumbly tummy, a heaviness in your chest. Just scan your body as you breathe, belly and chest, breathing in and letting go. You may feel nothing. You may feel completely blank or numb, and that's absolutely okay. That's something that most people typically feel when they begin to start feeling into their sensations through breath. So just whatever you're feeling physically, just give yourself permission now to feel in your body, whatever it is. Total acceptance. Breathing in, belly and chest. And just let go. And notice underneath the feelings of sensations, if you feel a particular emotion right now, not what you were thinking before, not what was happening earlier this morning or earlier today, what is the emotion you are feeling right now? You might be feeling sad, anxious, scared, frustrated, really angry. You might be feeling a very extreme, very full feeling of an emotion, or you might be feeling just a tiny little bit, something very mild. Whatever emotion you're feeling, even if it's blank or numb, that's okay. Keep feeling that. Keep giving yourself permission to feel whatever sensation and emotion you can feel right now. Breathing into your body, belly and chest, expanding and letting go. And focus your attention on your heart. Let's finish off by connecting in your heart and calling to mind something or someone that you are grateful for, that you really appreciate. It could be waking up this morning. It could be the sunshine, something about nature rather than anything in a particular doing state. It could be someone, family, loved ones, pets, food, safety, finance, health. Even if it's just feeling a little bit better than what you had been feeling, a little bit more satisfied, a little bit happier. Connecting in your heart, breathing down to your belly, up to your chest. And notice that when you feel into gratitude and appreciation, the more you feel, the better it gets. As opposed to having a slice of cake, a second slice of cake, a third slice of cake, a fourth, a fifth, and then you feel really, really sick. That's not a heart state. That's just our emotional joy state. So come back into your heart, belly and chest, breathing in. Any raspiness, I just got some then. Just work through it. Whatever comes up, allow it to be there. Breathing in. Everything will shift as you breathe. You know, it only takes 17 seconds to stack another good feeling thought after the first one. So Abraham Hicks process, which I have really enjoyed practicing. So while you're in your heart state, calling to mind someone or something that you're really grateful for, just sit with that and hold that feeling, that thought, that visual for 17 seconds. Really feel it fully. And notice the next thought that comes up is usually another really good positive one. It's like a feeling thought rather than a thought. It's like your heart intelligence speaking to you. Your heart has its own frequency, a higher vibrational frequency, bigger than the brain when it is really awake and connected and in alignment. And when our head and our heart connect together, that's called head to heart coherence or heart coherence, where things are flowing really well together. So let's keep focusing on that. Breathing into your belly, down to your belly, up into your heart, expanding through your heart, breathing in. And just let go. Connecting in your heart, gratitude, appreciation. And if you're still with me and your eyes are still closed, well done. And if you're not, that's okay. Love and compassion to you. Gently wriggling your fingers and your toes. Gently coming back into the room. Noticing the backs of your eyelids. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Well done. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the chat and the little bits of insights around the books that I've been reading that have helped me through pain and suffering, and some practices that have really served me and my health and happiness and my family and relationships and things. I love talking about it to those who are willing to listen, and of course it gives them the opportunity to dive deep and heal the things within them as well. So if that's you and you've enjoyed this video, please message me, drop a message, a comment, whatever it is that you'd like to do to reach out, and I look forward to connecting. And if you don't message me and if you don't like the video, and that's okay too, that's absolutely okay. Lots of love to all.